Over 100 years ago, magic was fading from the world. A great council of the world's most powerful mages was formed, and they resolved to find a solution. Seeking a source of new energies, they punched a hole into another world, Malifaux. Malifaux was a fantastic place with strange beings. Magic ran rampant, often flowing into those who crossed through the breach, the passage between worlds. The discovery of a rare rock known as Soulstone would forever change the destiny of Earth, giving access to great magic and power. Within a matter of years, the breach inexplicably closed itself off after the sounds of a great battle were heard. This disruption in the flow of soulstones sent the world into chaos, sparking the Black Powder Wars. For decades, the world was in turmoil. It was only through the founding of the Guild of Mercantilers, an organization bent to the task of controlling the world's soulstones, that the conflict was brought to a halt under the heel of the totalitarian guild. Nearly a century after the breach to Malifaux closed, a massive shockwave of magic exploded outward, and the breach was reformed, quickly being claimed by the guild. The guild had its hands full, though, fighting the many who wished to control Malifaux, and its power began to slip, and its grip in Malifaux and on Earth loosened. In this time, the Burning Man appeared in the sky above London, creating new tears between the dimensions and unleashing denizens of Malifaux upon the Earth, sparking a world war. The King's Empire and Abyssinia were the first Earth nations to join the conflict. The Gibbering Hordes and the cult of the Burning Man fanned the flames, aggressively attacking everything in their path. The King's Empire represents the United Kingdom and all its global holdings. For decades, the King's Empire expanding global reach has struggled against the Guild's influence, and the Empire fought for control over trade rights. In preparation for the inevitable, the King's Empire poured resources into firearms, creating the most potent guns in the world. The Gibbering Horde's assault was enough for the King's Empire to declare that the Guild had outlived its usefulness. Faced with the threat of annihilation, the Great Empire was spurred into action. The King's Empire is a shooting faction made up of strong-ranged units. They focus on engaging their enemies at long range, relying upon their superior firepower to suppress and devastate their enemies before they can fight back. A patriotic group, the Empire's soldiers are inspired by success on the battlefield, leading their units to glory. The Gibbering Hordes are creatures torn from the depths of Malifaux's oceans and rivers, unleashed upon Earth. Plucked from their watery homes by etheric and chaotic energies, the Gibbering Hordes are quickly adapting to their new home. Growing new limbs and venturing onto land, the savage thoughts of these creatures have focused on seizing control of Earth from the strange land dwellers. Though the bulk of these hordes spilled onto the streets of London, new portals around the world bring more and more of the brutal creatures to places across the globe. The Gibbering Hordes are a specialized melee force, using speed and terrain to gain advantage on their enemies. Their numbers are near endless, making it nearly impossible to completely wipe them out. The Gibbering Hordes are growing larger every day, and with each rapidly maturing generation born in the dark oceans of Earth's foreign waters, the world falls more into their control. The Kingdom of Abyssinia stretches out from Ethiopia to control the majority of Central Africa. Unlike the other nations of Earth, Abyssinia possessed soulstones long before the breach opened a gateway between Earth and Malifaux. Their study of the strange magical stones has given them an unrivaled understanding of their capabilities, which Abyssinia used to catapult themselves into a position as the world's most technologically advanced nation. Fantastical weapons and machines of war drive their conquest ever forward, bringing more nations under the rule of the kingdom and expanding the long arm of the Abyssinian war machine. Abyssinians are an elite army that is focused on advanced technology and elite training over sheer numbers. By utilizing a bewildering array of different technologies, the Abyssinians are capable of overcoming any enemy they face in battle. Abyssinians are any army built upon technological superiority and the steady march of innovation. The cult of the Burning Man encompass all those who treat the mysterious Burning Man as a deity. The cult has its roots in England, but everywhere touched by the unnatural light of the Burning Man has seen normal folk driven insane by its presence. Driven mad and physically changed by exposure to breach energies, the random acts of violence and madness exhibited by the cult are all in support of whatever they believe the Burning Man wishes them to do. Beyond the human elements of the cult are creatures from in between worlds, twisted and strange creatures seemingly made of magic and flesh. The cult of the Burning Man is a chaotic force that relies upon madness, mutations, and magic to fight their enemies. Taking advantage of portals to teleport around the battlefield, the cult is capable of striking swift and hard against their enemies. The cult is an amalgam of aberrations and madmen, all bent toward chaos and destruction in the service of the Burning Man.